Courage has befriended vampire spawn, who she's calling Hope. Hope has turned against her fellow vampires and is fighting them. You've been joined by some guards, including Pete Shields, who brought his band of merry men to help fight these vampires. Elandra, still upstairs, supporting Courage. Finally tried a thorn whip for the first time, was very exciting. Has her moonbeam up, doing some serious damage. Callow and Lucian were like, peace, we tried to burn a bitch down, bitch didn't burn, we're gonna hang out outside. Catch some stragglers. We've got Beatrix riding a horse to try to get the bones to the church as quickly as possible to see if it has any effect on the battle. So we are at the top of the order. Elandra, you are up. What would you like to do? Unless there are any questions before we start. All right, I'll take that as a no. What round is this even?
Oh, can't hear you, Jeanette.
And read lips, though.
But I know what you just said.
Yuck!
Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, it was definitely yeah, with a Y. Okay, so I don't have any spell slots for second level, but my moonbeam is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I can move my moonbeam over this little boop, maybe.
All right.
And do some stuff. What does this do again? Okay.
Okay, yeah. So that's your action to move the moonbeam.
Yep. One action.
Great. So it's
And I think I will just move a little further away if I can.
Yeah. What are you gonna do for your action?
Move my moonbeam.
Oh, is that the whole action?
That should be a
Yeah, that's my one action.
It is.
Oh, okay.
Is it an action or a bonus action?
It's an action.
It's an action. I think I would change that if I were making the rules of D&D.
That doesn't seem to fit with, like, because isn't moving, like, isn't a cleric moving a spiritual weapon a bonus action?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says on each turn you can use an action to move the beam to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that feels like it should be a bonus action, but anyway.
Maybe we can talk about that as like a leveling up feat or something later, where we make it a bonus action.
Cool. Yo.
I'll do some research. I don't want to promise anything, but I'll look into it because it does seem silly.
Well, I mean, it is a much more powerful spell than spiritual weapon as well. So that might be just a balancing limitation.
Yeah, I assumed that was the rationale, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, I think that's
especially as it levels up. You know, you keep adding in those D10s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right, great. Lucian, you are up.
So where we're outside, you know, kind of calling for help, Pete Shield and the Merry Guardsmen all came in. Is there anybody else approaching or anybody else in the, like, any of the buildings around us with people like stepping out and looking around, anything like that?
I would say you'd notice, like, of the buildings, this is more of like a business plaza, but some of them clearly have like homes over the businesses.
Mm-hmm.
You might notice some like curtains twitching, like people are kind of curious what this commotion is because the guards are making some noise. You heard the bells ringing. But I wouldn't say people are like coming out of their homes. If anything, it's probably the opposite, where they're like locking doors.
And Callow's all the way on the ground, or is she still climbing down the wall? I forget.
I'm on the ground now.
Lucian is going to move from where he's kind of been hiding in the bushes over toward Callow, and just kind of ask for a sit rep. What is happening up there?
Callow, you're next, so feel free to
Yeah.
chat.
Can I see So there's a vampire spawn that's in the window there, from down on the floor on the it's called the ground when it's outside. Can I see that vampire spawn in the window? Like how much of what's happening up there, and like the guards that are surrounding her in. Can't remember who.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember which one is male.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to definitely see the vampire spawn seems to be sort of pressed up against the window. You might get the sense that they're what's your passive perception?
Not amazing.
Not amazing, but not bad. You might be able to see some like glints of armor sort of around the vampire from where you are down there.
And the window should be open, right?
Might be open. Because I think Connor.
Yeah, because you opened it to crawl out.
Yes. Okay. Well, it seems that one up there has been surrounded right next to the window. I don't believe she has much recourse other than potentially to escape right out the window and right onto us.
Lucian, can you see her? Can you hit her with something?
So if I ran up saying, "What is going on?" and Callow like pointed up to the window, could I still, if I want to? Well, this will be hell if I shoot something through the window and it hits a guard.
You sure can. I'm gonna say if it's a spell attack, you have to roll with disadvantage because you're like down a story and you're sort of shooting up using Baldur's Gate rules.
Helps if I'm looking at my own character sheet. Don't know if I'd want to do that or not. Yeah, what the heck? We'll just trying to see if I click on that. Well, let me do. Yeah. Don't know if that's going to add in all of my. Yep, I can. Nice.
I love the Eldritch Blast sound. All right, that definitely hits. Would you like to narrate what it looks like when you do this?
So I'm just going to continue talking to Callow. Like, is everybody still fighting up there? Or what happened with the fire? And I'm just kind of like, he's like just tossing it like kind of over his shoulder, just an Eldritch Blast through the window. Really trying to find like, did it seem like the fire was going to burn when you left? Because Lucian left before the fire was out and the crates were opened.
Well, it was certainly burning, but not consuming the building, and not as effective as we may have hoped.
Mm.
All right, Callow, what would you like to do?
So are we? We're continuing to attack from down here. Then, right then. Let's see. Callow is going to take a shot with his crossbow, which I will remind you is magically infused, so it does count as a magical weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a 12.
Is that also with disadvantage?
No, but I can.
It doesn't matter. 12 doesn't hit.
Roll
So.
again to see if I get it.
Go.
See if I
Yeah,
get
if you
it worse.
Yeah, actually, do roll again in case you get a 1 because you might hit a guard.
That's fair. No, that was a 10. So
Okay,
so
excellent.
14 would be the other one. So yeah, so it's 12.
Yeah, you fire your crossbow up at the window. Why do you?
Where,
I would say like maybe
where does it go? Because so. Like,
hit the wood of the window
Yeah.
windowsill?
Does it hit the building, or does it go into the window? Because if it goes into the window, I can't really see a way in which it does not hit a guard if it doesn't hit the vampire.
Yeah, I would say like you just missed. Like it's hard for you to estimate the arc for the crossbow.
Yeah.
Being down as far as you are, so it like hits the bottom of the. There's like a windowsill on the outside, and it gets stuck in the bottom of that.
I don't know why I bother with this thing.
All right. Anything else you would like to do?
No, I think that is all I got for the time being.
All right. It's Vampire 2's turn. Who's the one in the window? I think it's the lady vampire. She is gonna look around at these guards, and she's felt herself get hit from the back, so she looks outside, and you see her look up. She's gonna use her action to disengage. Oh, is Davina back there?
No, I'm not. Just, hi, that was me.
Oh, oh yes. And she is gonna spider climb up and over the roof. How far is she?
Up the roof.
Yeah. She goes. Let's see. She's go 30 feet. We'll say she's like roughly over here on the roof. So, but she's on top. So those of you inside can't see her. I'm wondering if I can.
So did she go up like over the peak of the roof, and she's going down the other side?
Precisely.
Gotcha. So we lose sight of her the moment she hits the peak. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So that is her turn. Now it is Guard 2's turn. Which one is Guard 2? Are you Pete? No, you're not Pete. Guard 2. Oh yeah, Guards 1 and 2 are the ones that were like saving each other. 1. Guard 2. Nope, you're Guard 3. I don't know where Guard 2 went, guys.
In the middle, on the right side. The middle one of the row of 3, or column of 3.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, it was easier when I was moving them around actively. Guard 2 will move over here and attack this vampire. Oh, am I playing you? Attack this vampire with his spear. Actually, her. I think she's a. I think this one's a lady. Hits. Wow.
Nice.
And you see this vampire that's been not taken out, but is definitely like hurting because of the moonbeam. Takes some damage. This one. Jamie, sometime you're gonna have to show me how to do this more efficiently. Because if I hit trackers, it shows me like these ridiculously high numbers. I'll just write down.
You looking?
Okay.
You looking for their hit points? You mean, or?
Yeah, I'm like, there has to be a faster way for me to do hit points than to play them, because that's how it's been working. Is like I have to switch between what characters I'm playing. So if I'm having an NPC fight an NPC, I have to subtract from both of them.
Gotcha.
And like it means switching who I'm playing, which is slow on my computer, unfortunately. All right, takes a chunk out of him, and that was their turn. For Valaki, Hope is up next. Hope looks to you, Courage. What would you like me to do? Oh, you're muted.
Grab that one. Keep him in that beam. Keep him in the light.
I don't know if I can get him without being in the light myself.
Yeah, I see Elandra's note. I don't think there's a window on this side.
There's not.
Well, how about try.
Okay.
I don't know. Tom sees a spot next to guard 1 that would work, but
Here?
oh no, on this side.
Like there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she will go ahead.
But I don't think
And
Courage
try.
sees that spot.
Yeah, we'll say Courage points it out to her in her brilliant tactician way. Well,
No, that's not right.
no?
It's not brilliant.
Is able to grapple. Yeah.
Is she getting burnt?
So we're gonna say Hope is strategically placed to where
Okay.
she's grappling this other vampire in such a way. You know what? How would this look? Like, how could she do this without being in the same space with the moonbeam?
I think you randomized it.
Grabbing her arm, grabbing
Yeah.
her hand.
Yeah, if she's grabbing the vampire's arms, but the vampire's body is in the beam, maybe.
We'll say she's gonna be really dramatic about it, and she's gonna grab the vampire's ankles and like toss the vampire so like the upper half of its body is like in this moonbeam. It's on the ground prone. Is what
I
it's
say
decided.
randomize it.
Randomize it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Roll a d6. Even she gets hurt while she's trying to grapple. Odds she doesn't.
Alright.
I mean, she trying to reach into a space.
Even.
Here you go.
No.
All right, Jeanette, you want to roll that sweet moonbeam damage?
Is it 2d10, I think?
She gets to make a save.
Yep.
Right, I can do it on here so you guys can see it.
Ooh, that's gonna
All right, I
fail.
don't think that saves.
No, I think it's a 14. I think we had last time. Was it a Constitution 14, Jeanette?
I have 7.
7 points of damage. Okay. Courage, you hear Hope scream out as she's trying to grapple this vampire and get them in the moonbeam. And she will go ahead and, out of anger, make a second claw attack on this vampire.
Cool.
She succeeds.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. All right. And she she's like, Courage, it burns! And that is Hope's turn. It is Gentleman Vampire's turn. He's like, what are you doing, you fool? And he also needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He's not looking good, I will tell you.
It's 14, so fail.
All right, how much damage does it take?
Roll high.
14.
Dang.
Die, you mother.
You mother
He
yucker.
definitely looks like he's technically already dead, but might be on undead death's door yet again. He is gonna try to break this grapple. So I think that's gonna be, he's gonna use acrobatics. I'm just gonna roll with the dice for Hope. Ooh, Hope rolled real good. He tries to break Hope's grapple, but she holds tight, especially because he's not feeling real good right now. She rolled an 18 plus some things, for what it's worth. All right. And that was his turn. Courage, you are up.
I'm so sorry, Hope. Just a little longer, and we'll cast Sacred Flame. So Dex save 15.
Okay. Made it.
Okay. So it misses. And then let's see, this rough terrain. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's coming around the other side, but can't get that far.
All right. Anything else?
Or I'll ask are those last 2 spaces off the crates?
Yeah, it's just like dirt and wood now.
So then we'll come around more to where that other crate was smashed to get in flanking. And that's
nice. Alrighty.
Elandra, it's working!
It is Guard 1's turn. Guard 1 is already over here. Is going to try to stab this vampire. Misses. Guard 1's having a tough night.
Can you swap with a different guard?
Your shift's over, buddy.
Look, I'm a bit new, okay? I need to get in my practice. This is the first time I've seen a vampire.
Move along.
Okay, it is Pete Shield's turn.
Can he please be a recurring NPC that's around for a long time? Even if this one dies, can we just have a recurring Pete Shield that shows up at weird times?
Absolutely, I can do that for you. Okay. We're gonna say he's in the correct spot. He comes over here. He is also gonna attack with his spear. Come on, man, let's get him. We're rolling. Oh.
Do spears have reach?
These guys
spears do have reach.
Not so talented.
Oh wait, do they? Actually, I don't know that.
Oh, Pete. It seems like it should. If a glaive has reach, a spear should.
That's what it was like my auto response of like, yeah, of course it does.
No, it's either it's
I don't
thrown
think
or
it does.
versatile, but not range.
Mm-hmm. Pete goes to heroically stab this vampire, and the vampire just like whiffs right away. So, and Pete, through the momentum of trying to stab the vampire, I was really hoping Pete would do it, drops his spear. Fuck, you didn't all see that.
Are these guys just gonna like forget about the one that went out the window?
Well, they can't climb.
I would say like strategically, they're in the heat of battle. This has been seconds. They're like, we have a much more immediate problem right now, which is this one.
I'd like to imagine this one's gonna fall out. Like it goes to look out the window, sees us, and accidentally falls.
I love it. I'm probably gonna do that after this one attacks. Ooh, this one hits.
Nice.
Is that enough? That might do it. It does it. So we'll say narratively, all of you surround this vampire. This other guard came over to help. This guard does look out the window, and in trying to look up to see where it went, does fall out, and you guys see him tumble down. And he's gonna take some bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm definitely gonna whisper to myself that they're a bunch of amateurs. Disappointed.
7. All right.
Callow now has a control and a treatment for his experiment.
This one takes a lot of fall damage. You hear him go, ugh! And like clearly the wind's been knocked out of him. Not doing great. But the rest of you have converged on this vampire. And Pete picks up his spear and looks at you, Courage. And he's like, together, men! And everyone, on the count of 3, 1, a 2, a 3! And you all stab together, and it's like a shish kebab of vampire. And it goes as Elandra's moonbeam radiates down, essentially just disintegrates this vampire. And we're gonna say that takes you out of combat.
Woohoo!
All right. Can we
Tell me
send
we're
Hope after
leveling
the
up!
one who ran on the roof?
Go ahead and RP it if that is a thing you would like to do. Beatrix, you are. I'm sorry.
I'm still
you're
riding.
going.
And meanwhile,
Yeah.
back at the halls of justice, it's just Beatrix on a horse.
Well, I mean, Lucian and I and Callow don't know that anything has ended. I think at this point, I would say, did you see that one go over the roof? We have to get to the other side of the building.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucian would run around that corner with Callow and see what we could see.
Elandra, where's the other one?
The other what? The other
The
vampire?
thing. Yes.
It went outside. It went out the window. I don't know where it is now. Does Hope have some telepathic sense that can tell us where it is?
So I could get to about there with a dash.
I would say as you are coming around, you see it's quiet, but you can see the treetops rustling, and it's clear that I would say like it'd be pretty easy to assess that this vampire is like very quickly jumping between treetops.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style.
Precisely. Seems quite quick now that it is out of combat. And it is running towards what you would guess. Ooh, let's see. Sorry, I want to double check on my map, which I forgot to open in advance. Sorry, friends. I was going to say inside, while I'm looking this up, inside the guards are very warily eyeing Hope, who is also looking at them like they are a tasty snack.
Outside, as we see those trees moving, Lucian is going to whisper to Carradine, follow her and send him a light. Kind of give him an image of what the vampire spawn looked like and ask him to try and follow.
Is there any range on how far he can go?
So he can go as far as he wants to go. If I was trying to look through his eyes, that's got to be within 100 feet. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just asking him to try to follow and letting him go up.
Right.
He's got a 60-foot fly speed. I don't know how fast the spawn can move when they're running flat out,
I'd
but
say he'll be able to keep up with the vampire.
and
see.
I'm not
he's
asking
kinda
him to
running.
engage or anything. I just want him to follow to see if it's eventually when he comes back, what I'm going to ask is, did it leave the city or did it try to bed down somewhere else?
Yeah.
And see if he can lead me toward it.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable. All right, so we'll come back to that since he's following for a little bit.
Callow, did you hang back?
Well, I just am not as fast, so I couldn't get around the corner as fast.
Okay.
But I did. We both ran over there.
Yep.
Short legs, you know.
Tough.
So Lucian, you left him behind to chase this vampire. Is that what I'm hearing?
Sorry, what was that?
I think
You
we,
left him
I think we
behind to
both
chase
just
this
we both
vampire?
sprinted.
No, we both sprinted. So we're
sprinted.
both over here. I can just I do 5 feet more. So if I were to sprint to get around the corner, I would go 10 feet further than Callow.
Okay,
So we're both over here on that side though.
got it.
We're
And I'd say you guys can see, like, from the back, this is what I was just double checking. There is, like, some trees, like a small bit of woods. And you would know, like, beyond that, approximately, you haven't seen it, but, like, you know approximately that one of the part of the wall around the city is that way. And that's sort of the direction the vampire ran. But yeah, you'll check in with Carradine to see if it continued going that way or not.
So the vampire ran generally east.
Southwest
South.
from,
Southwest. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, it's the smaller of the red buildings. In that little.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Southwest.
That's the stockyard, is the one across the street.
Yep.
All right, inside, Hope and Elandra. Everyone is looking at this vampire that you all have.
Does one of the guards look more in charge?
Pete Shields looks like he's in charge.
Courage will look towards Elandra, then to the guards, and say, "Great job, defenders of Valaki. But it seems one escaped. There's a monster loose in your city. I think there's a gnome and a wood elf that should be downstairs. Check with them; they'll know what to do. I'll take this one. This one's with me."
So I shouldn't move my moonbeam?
Elandra,
It's up to you.
I think you can let it down.
Are you sure about this?
Why would you want to let it down? You still have one more vampire. Why? I see you were fighting against your kin, but how do we know you're not going to turn on us?
Well, we know that one did turn on you all. I would say deal with that one first. So far, this one helped kill its brethren, so it must be fighting for on our side.
Hope's
How
eyes are
long?
like darting around anxiously. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Hmm.
There we go. There we go. Uh, 21.
Oof. Nice roll.
Pete will be like, you did a great job in here. You ever consider joining up? You let me know. And come on, man.
What's your name?
Oh, yes. Apologies. I'm Pete Shield. What's your name?
I'm Courage. That's Elandra. And meet my cohorts downstairs. I have a feeling we'll want to talk with you later. But for now, I need to sit for a second.
And they all head outside.
Can I tell anything by looking at this at Hope? Like, can I sense anything? Like, is she gonna tear off running or?
Ooh, go ahead and roll an insight check.
22.
22. I would say with a 22, you can really read her well. She looks hungry. Certainly. She doesn't look like her body language. You can tell she's tense, but she doesn't look like she's poised to attack right now. So you don't get the feeling like it's kind of like if a predator were sleeping nearby, where you want to be wary, but like you're not in imminent danger. Does that answer what you were looking for?
Yes, I'm wondering if I should use Entangle just to like keep her, contained.
Elandra, I trust this one.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll just stay over here then, and you can stay over there, and I'll leave Moonbeam up somewhere a little further away.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. The guards are downstairs.
Yeah, guards have headed out downstairs. I'm trying to hide them, somewhat unsuccessfully.
But we'll get closer to between Hope and Elandra. Hope made a promise and followed through, and so did I. I don't know if everyone will understand, Elandra, but I trust you.
I think we're gonna run into some trouble here.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
But actually, Elandra, you got bit. Are you okay?
Yes.
Hope, do you know if the bites of you all turn people?
Oh, sorry, you're asking Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, of course not. In order to create a vampire, you must completely drain someone. And then they must drink your blood.
Well, it seems so obvious. Elandra,
Your friend is not in any danger from my kin. Unless, of course, you drink their blood. She, looks at you, hopefully.
all right. So Courage will turn towards Elandra, back towards Hope, and raise the bottom of her, what's she wearing? Ringmail? Chainmail, and pull down pants for top cheek. It's like, okay, Hope, just one bite.
I can't watch this! No. No.
You don't have to watch, Elandra. But if I yell, just keep an eye out.
Stuck my ass.
Look, Courage knows.
You could have offered so many other places.
Look, Courage knows the meatiest part of her is her ass.
Bobby is concerned for Courage. Bobby has come to investigate.
I mean, let's hope you don't just sit down anytime soon.
As so you reveal your buttocks to Hope.
Just top half.
Terrible.
Top half. She flips you around very quickly and instead sinks her teeth into your thigh in the front, sort of like pulling your pants down all in one smooth motion, and begins drinking.
This awakens something.
Am I just supposed to stand here and watch?
It looks, if anyone walked in and saw this, they would assume something else was happening. All anyone would see is Hope's face in your crotch.
So look at puzzlement before pain.
I really would like to know what is going through Elandra's head right now.
Yeah, so I am gonna ready Entangle because I feel like I'm gonna have to use it. I'm gonna pull that off a little, if that's possible. If I feel like it's getting a little excessive.
You can hold it if you'd like. And I will remind you of a house rule that I'm okay with. You can hold a spell, and if you don't release it, you don't have to spend the spell slot.
Okay.
Courage, you take 7 points of necrotic damage, which means that your hit point max is reduced by that amount. But then Hope stands up and licks her. I'm just going to assume that it hits because you auto-failed.
Yeah. And are you allowing the pierce to be gentle, but still 1 or 2?
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't going to do 1 or 2. You're just going to take the necrotic damage. Unless you want to take 1 piercing damage, you can, but...
No, that's... Yeah.
I feel like she's tough.
I feel like she'll take 1.
Okay. It's I don't feel like my hit points go down whenever I get a shot. I guess it's a little bit more brutal than that.
Yeah, there's still teeth. Do you take 1 piercing damage from dogs?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was is it 1 piercing damage when Davina gets a little rough? I guess so. Yeah, and then she stands up, licks her lips. She's got quite the gleam in her eye as she looks at you.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, I feel much better. You have a friend, no? One that took bones? Where is she right now?
Well, pull up pants, and apply pressure.
Yeah, you're not bleeding out or anything. It's a little is it mosquitoes? It's they've got the thing in their saliva that helps the wounds scab over somewhat quickly.
Well, let's go downstairs, but let's take it easy.
I do have a cure wounds spell.
It's okay. I have one too. We'll see if anyone else needs it. Looks like. Did that one guard scream when it fell out the window? We might have.
Not really worried about the shitty guard. Okay.
We'll look back at Hope. Hope you can't feed again for a while now, okay? No more tonight.
Okay, I will need to rest anyway.
How often do you need to have this feeding? What's your cycle?
What is my cycle?
Are you a grazer? Do you prefer 3 meals? What's
the bare minimum to get by?
Have you heard of intermittent fasting? Because you're about to.
Bad diet, 1 meal a day.
I am, in fact, a bit of an intermittent faster. I've just been in my in that coffin for some time and had not fed in many days. But I can wait a few days before I was feeding.
Interesting. Who was feeding you before?
Oh, we get some food here and there as our masters allow it. No one in town here. I have not seen anyone since I arrived here.
Right, you've been in this box for weeks, you said.
Yes, that's quite damaged.
Hey now.
So, I have a question. This has been a couple of minutes of conversation. That kind of thing. Where is Beatrix in terms of getting the things into the church?
I would say it has been a couple of minutes. Let's go to Beatrix. Beatrix, you're riding this horse as fast as you can. I don't know if you all have seen the old school as a Disney animated version of Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I keep picturing that horse. Okay,
yes.
That is one of my favorites.
Oh, me too.
Mm-hmm.
The horse
I'm listening to a book where the main character
is made of rubber.
And I keep saying it. For those that haven't seen it, highly recommend. So you're on this horse, on Ichabod Crane's horse. You ride up to the church. What do you do?
I'm gonna dismount, and I kept what it was tied to the fence with before. I'm gonna tie it back up. and I've still got Long Strider. So I am going to beat it into the church as fast as I can and make my way toward the crypt where the bones were kept. And I will place them in the crypt.
All right, as you go to place them into the crypt, no one's there. It's pretty late. I will say you passed some folks going the other, like some guards that seem to have been running the other way, on your way. You place them in their receptacle, and it's like at the beginning of the Lord of the Rings. There's like the boom effect. You feel come over you as you place these bones into the church.
Does Lathander communicate with me?
Not immediately. Do you reach out looking for Lathander?
I think I do, yeah.
I'd say in reaching out, you get a like, well done, my child. Restoring things as they should be.
I'm gonna sort of perk up. So I've been very tense. I'm just sort of gonna, okay, all right, I did my job. I will do a double check with I will do a double check with my divine sense to make absolutely sure that it is hallowed. The area is hallowed.
What does it look like when you do that?
I am going to sort of hold my hands out in front of me like this and close my eyes.
It is hallowed. How would you say that feels for Beatrix? Like, how does she feel the hallowness?
The space feels like it's emanating warmth and light, even though it's actually physically not. Like, I can almost, like, feel, like, sort of glowing, pulsating, warm light on the outlines of the things that are in the room and sort of coming faintly out of the walls of the room.
And you feel it. It's probably, I would guess it's the best you've felt since you've arrived in Barovia.
Right.
Not that the bar is particularly high.
Yeah.
But...
All right. I will, before I leave the church, look for holy water receptacles because I want to restock.
Yeah, I would say there is like I think of it as the bird fountain, but it's not really. At Catholic churches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's one of those.
So I don't have my holy water flask anymore because I gave it to Lucian. Yeah. But I do have a water skin, I think. So I'm gonna like just drink all my normal water and like fill the holy water up. Put the holy water in my normal water skin, like as much as I can fit.
All right. We will say. Let me check something. How much is it? Because it's not, like, there's not a ton in there, but we'll say you can get... Well, that's interesting. Okay. You guys can also make holy water. I don't know. I didn't know that until this moment. By you guys, I mean you and Courage are able to do that.
But it's so expensive. We should talk at break.
It is expensive. Yeah, I'd say you have like 1.5 usage charges of holy water.
Okay. Better than nothing. All right, so I will fill up on holy water. I will go back toward my horse. I will lead the horse out of the churchyard. And once I am like solidly in the street, like not on church ground anymore, I'm going to check if that is hallowed. And I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
It's like, did I get the whole city, not just the church?
Yeah. You get the feeling it is in fact just the church that the bones extend their protection to.
I'm going to go, oh, shit. I don't know the fight is over. And I'm going to get back on the horse, and I'm going to ride hell for leather back in the direction that I came. And I will be looking for, or listening for, disturbance, screaming. Like I am seeing if any of the vampires have escaped in the direction in which I have come, and I could go help people.
All right. Yeah. So you're riding back, Lucian and Callow. Lucian, your Carradine has been off for a bit while this has all been going on.
Do we have the guards that went outside? Have they come this way, or did they go the other direction?
They went sort of the other direction, going back up towards the main road. And you hear Pete Shields' voice. I don't think you know it's Pete Shields, but Pete Shields' voice being like, "You that way, you all that way. Go north. He's like, you're gonna head north. You're gonna head east. All right, go tell the other guards. Citywide search."
Well, I don't think we have to worry about anything now. The town guard is on the case.
They're not paying any attention to us at all. They're just kind of...
Yeah, they're splitting up, clearly forming like a search party.
Gotcha. So whichever one was kind of calling out orders, I'm just gonna, which would be Pete Shield, but I'll approach him and say, when the spawn came out of the window and up over the roof, we ran around the side and we could see that it was moving through the trees in a southwesterly direction. You might want to direct your men that way, for the one that, got away.
Thank you, sir. Sir, what's your name? I'm sorry.
I'm not going to use a fake name this time.
Come off it already. I don't think we need to use any more fake names here.
It's Lucian Ravenstone.
Nice to meet you, Lucian, and you are?
Professor Hieronymus Callow.
Well, might find me both of you. I'm Pete Shields. I'm one of the captains of the town guard. And you see he's like motioning some of his guard members to like go into the trees, and they're going in and like searching around.
It went in the tops of the trees. It wasn't traveling on the ground.
Hear that, man? And you can, I say, like, you notice some of them kind of like looking up into the trees, like, oh.
Oh, none of you can climb then, is it? Must be all that time that you spent practicing your aim with those weapons.
Well, sir, you don't have to be rude. We're doing our best here. I don't see you climbing up in those trees, if I could be so bold. I gotta get to the wall, let them know to keep an eye out. Thank you for all your help, I suppose. And he'll go jogging off.
Yes, indeed. You may be so bold. Good luck.
You'll hear, actually roll a perception check for me. Seven? Okay, you don't hear anything. He jogs away.
Whatever. Callow just sort of sits down on the ground and just kind of like a child, like not even like sort of like cross-legged or anything, like just sort of sits down with his legs just kind of splayed out on either side and just kind of stares at the middle distance of the ground.
I think Yeah, Lucian's just gonna kind of sit as well. I don't think he wants to go back inside just yet. On the offhand chance that some of those guards who got real upset we were burning things are still around anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, I suppose we're going to have to answer some difficult questions at some point. Perhaps, thankfully, they seem a bit more focused on the escaped vampire at the moment, but I don't hold a great deal of hope for them catching that creature, given the head start that it's had. I saw you sent your bird friend after her. Am I to assume that that would give us some insight into where it may have escaped to?
My hope is that the creature was simply trying to flee the city. If Carradine comes back and can lead us to where it left, I will sleep a bit better inside these walls. But if it tried to, flee to ground somewhere inside the city, Carradine might be able to give us an idea of where that is. The thought of one of these things running rampant inside the city walls, for me, that's going to be a priority, that we determine what has happened there. I can't even fathom how someone snuck 6 of the creatures into the city in the first place, and to what end?
Or, indeed, to what end? What is the purpose? I can't imagine what potential threat may have been averted here, although it's possible we may have invited even greater threats upon us. I suppose we're to assume that given that the guards came running out, that all the remaining vampires inside have been dispatched. I don't hear anything. One can only hope.
I think we need to gather our friends and have a conversation. I think that our best bet in answering questions that will likely be coming our way is if we get ahead of it and try and have a conversation with the Baron about what we have found inside his city walls before it's reported to him by his own guards. We might earn some favor if we bring him the news. As little as we might trust him, he is still the authority in this city. And hearing that there were vampires within his very walls, he might hear. It might do us better if he hears it from us first.
Indeed, I have to agree. I don't feel that I didn't trust that Baron very much, but, well, given the choice between a Baron and a vampire, I suppose I'd rather deal with the Baron.
Would Beatrix be back by now?
I would say you're on your way back at this point. I was gonna see if Courage and Elandra wanted to do anything else, and then have Beatrix write up as they sort of wrapped this. Because it took you a few minutes to get there, and it'll take you like a minute to get back, a couple minutes to get back. And you definitely see, like, as you're writing back, Beatrix, you'll notice that it's clear that the guards are doing, like, it is very obviously a search based on how they're doing it, like going on the main road and then going in groups and splitting off down different roads, and you can hear them yelling to each other.
But I don't see evidence of the vampire's path. In other words, no one's yelling, "Oh, no, help!" Okay.
You don't hear any cries. If anything, like, the town is weirdly silent. It seems like those bells that went off, I think it'd be pretty easy to guess that those are a signal for, like, hunker down, lock your doors, the threat is inside. Courage and Elandra. What are you? So Courage, you've just had this experience. Maybe you liked it. I don't know. I don't know what Courage is into. You're muted.
A beat after, Courage looks like she just remembers something and starts to speak to Elandra and then stops herself. And we'll look at Hope. And we'll say, Hope, I think it might be best for you to wait outside the city.
I suppose I could do that.
I would say, we'll come find you tomorrow at nightfall outside the east gate. You can hide in the woods beyond there.
How do I know that these guards will not come and find me?
You don't. You're gonna have to be sneaky. But also, if they do find you, I trust that you can get away faster than they can find you. If you keep the blanket with you, I'll be able to find you. But I won't lead them to you. I promise. Please, go.
You have been strangely kind. I don't understand why. No one has been kind to me before.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Just to recap, kind just let you fight her ass.
Thigh, Elandra, her thigh. I don't know if that's better or worse.
But Hope,
No good veins in your ass. At least I don't think so.
I don't know your past. It might be dark, but I know since I've met you a few minutes ago, you've shown yourself to be helpful and willing to help others and protect others. And I don't... We'll talk more, but please, you should go hide.
May I give you a hug? I believe that is something that people do.
Yes, of course.
She
And
won't
we'll
lean in and give
drop
you a
shield
hug.
and-
Yeah. She, you get the sense she's taking a nice whiff of you as well. Big ol' inhale.
It's not the first time. People ask.
And then, yeah, runs, how's she gonna do this? She has the blanket. She's gonna look out the window, and I would say quickly climbs up also over the roof. You can hear her feet.
So, if she's going over the roof, then she's going to the side of building that Lucian and I are sitting down on.
I would say when she gets to the peak and she sees you guys over there, she'd probably take a different route. If you would like to roll, we can see if she can complete a stealth check to get around you guys.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right, let me know what your perceptions are.
Passive, or, I mean, we're not.
Oh yeah, it's true. You guys aren't actually like looking
Probably
for her,
passive.
huh? Yeah, you don't know if she's coming. Yeah, she rolled a 16 on her stealth. I even gave her advantage, and she still got 16. Since you guys didn't know she's coming, so she is able to sneak past you both.
Once I hear feet across the roof, I look back at Elandra. Like, Ismark and Arena, where are they? We have to find them.
I have no idea where they are, but yeah, we should get moving and gather everybody
Let's
else.
go. And we'll...
Have I ridden up
Yeah.
yet?
And at this moment, as Courage and Elandra come outside, Beatrix, you ride up on your horse, just as Ismark and Arena are clearly jogging back from the other gate where they've gone to like get help. Still with weapons drawn.
I'm gonna say, so I can see everyone from my horse.
I will say, Lucian and Callow, you guys hear folks like coming out / riding up, so you can come around the building if you'd like.
On the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Beatrix
sounds
is
like they're
going...
all emerging, so
Yeah.
we should go meet up with everybody.
Beatrix is gonna leap off the horse and say, "You're alive! You're all alive!" and run up to each person and sort of like touch their face and like, "You're alive! You're alive! You're alive!" Like check everyone, and sort of like have a small conniption. It's just gonna leave the horse standing there in the middle of the road.
You see it, after a moment, it will wander back over to where it was tied up when you found it and begin grazing.
Like, as soon as Beatrix's hands are off of Lucian's face, he's gonna pull out he's got a hurricane, he's... I smell like horse.
He said,
I'm gonna say, "What happened? What happened?"
Yes, I would like to know the same thing. Is everyone safe? Ismark is asking.
yeah, is anyone hurt?
Well, it seems as though one of the vampires escaped, but otherwise, all the rest, the other 5, appear to be dead.
Are they all dead? How did the fight go? What happened? What happened? I want the play-by-play. Come on. Tell me.
Well, sure. Elandra, you might have had the best view.
Lots of things happened. I don't know if it's really important to chat about right now. I think we should get moving.
Moving where? Where are we going? Are we gonna find the last one? Are we gonna kill the last one? I'm more holy water, and she's gonna like wave her bag of holy water over her head.
I'm exhausted.
Same. But I should correct one thing. We killed 4 of them.
So there are 2 who escaped.
There's one that escaped, and there's one that helped us.
There's one that what now?
Why don't you show
There's
your
one that
thigh
helped us.
courage? See how much it helped us.
Helped you how?
That I apparently convinced to I gave a chance for redemption, and they seem to have taken it and fought off helped kill the 4th spawn with us.
So Beatrix is gonna stand there looking at you like, and then she's gonna go full Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when what's his bucket admits that he took his card and like paid for things with it and goes, "Redemption? Redemption for a vampire?" And she's gonna take Beatrice, she's gonna take Courage by the shoulders, and she's gonna go, "They took my best friend in the world, and they would have eaten us all for lunch, and you want to give them a chance at redemption?"
You let this one go? You I understand using one of them to our advantage, but you just let it go. It nearly feasted on Beatrix.
And Elandra! And Elandra!
Its friends did.
Indeed.
And we killed those ones. And it helped. But let it go? What was I gonna do, Callow? It was just me and Elandra with that last one.
Well,
Even if I wanted to stop it, I don't think we could have alone. And yes, Beatrix, if this one shows itself willing to be redeemed, I'm gonna let it until it proves itself otherwise.
Do you realize how many innocent people you may have sentenced to death?
How many?
I guess we'll find out when we find the drained bodies, won't we?
We will. If it's more than 0, you'll be right, and we'll stop her. If it's less, do you know how many innocents she saved tonight by helping kill the 4th one? That's more than 0.
You do realize they're agents of the Acme. Like, who knows what kind of hold the Devil Strahd has over her. She could have all the will in the world to join us. And could still turn on a dime if her vampire master shows up. Which he has. Whenever he wants to, seemingly.
Doesn't do us any
Then
good
we
to
should be
stand here and argue. We need to move on.
I think we need to tell the burgomaster what happened here tonight.
yes, indeed. Let's go someplace else and argue.
Please let me take a nap.
I like that Elandra says that. Please let me take a nap.
I'm gonna say, I thought you didn't sleep.
I just feel like I need to take a nap.
I'm gonna put my arm around her shoulders and I'm gonna go, we need to tell the burgomaster what happened so that we can continue to take naps in this city. Otherwise, there might be no more naps in this city. Or maybe a permanent nap. And I'm gonna put up my arm around her shoulder and I'm gonna start walking toward the
As
burgomaster.
we're doing so, if we're about to go tell the burgomaster what happened, does that involve having to tell the burgomaster that we deliberately allowed one of these creatures to escape?
Did the guards see it? Did anyone see it happen?
No.
Yes. The guards saw that one helped us.
Well, if the guards saw it, we're probably gonna have to come clean.
They see us let her leave.
No, but
Okay. So maybe we just keep that to ourselves for now.
I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. And I'm gonna keep my arm over Elandra's shoulder and I'm gonna keep walking in the direction of the burgomaster's house.
Courage.
It doesn't
Arena
seem
are
to me
following
as
you.
though...
You can hear that they're bickering between the two of them.
Yeah, how did they react to the idea that one of these vampires has been allowed to just go free?
Are you asking as Connor or as Callow?
I just would like to know what their like when that happened. What was their reaction? The rest
Yeah,
of
I'd
us
say like
have
at least
role-played our
surface level, they both look pretty shocked. Ismark, I'd say even with like a pretty basic, yeah, you guys all have over 10. Ismark looked angry, and Arena sort of seemed not passive, like neutral at first, but you can see she also had some sympathy in her face. And as you guys walk, as Ismark will say, I don't know if we should risk telling the burgomaster. We don't want to jeopardize Irina's potential life here if we decide she should stay. Perhaps this is an issue we take care of on our own.
It may be out of our hands at this point, Ismark. If the guards saw any members of our party working with one of these, if they're going to, at some point, they're going to report back to their commander. information will be passed back to the Burgermeister. He is the leader of this city. He's going to hear about what happened here. The ruckus, the screaming in the middle of the night, the guardsmen running. There'll be many questions about what happened here. And if
I agree, we should.
If they saw and were persuaded by Courage and Elandra to let this creature go, he's going to hear about it. Is it better that he hears it from us first, or that he hears it from his guards and we have to answer for it when his accusations land?
I think what is less clear to me is it seems as if the guards do not know that Hope escaped, and that they might believe that Courage and Elandra took her on their own.
At the very least, they saw a vampire appearing to fight alongside members of our party.
They have clear proof of collusion.
Whether or not she was this vampire was fighting against her own kin. We are an unknown quantity in this town. We only arrived not but a day ago. The Baron has no reason to trust us. You think he's going to believe that we simply were that charming and that persuasive that we were able to convince a bloodthirsty creature to fight alongside us?
Precisely, it is quite unbelievable. It sounds as if this vampire was taking advantage of the situation. You know, they're very selfish creatures. I'm sure that the vampire had its own reasons for wanting to turn against its kin. It doesn't have kin. It's only out for itself.
Before leaving the coffin maker, can Courage look around for Henrik?
Sure. How long do you want to look?
Well, just glance around. Is Mark and Arena made it back? Has Henrik... Looks like he's lingering anywhere within line of sight from like.
You don't see him anywhere.
Okay. Would take a minute to go back inside, find a piece of paper, and leave a note.
What does the note say?
Would say, Henrik, it's okay. You're not alone. Find me at the Blue Water Inn. Find us at the Blue Water Inn. Sorry, I wanted to sneak that in there before you get too far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Alright,
guess
so
the
you guys are
question is, do we want to go back to the inn and get a few moments of rest before we're likely roused from our beds at spear points by members of the town guard? Or should we simply march straight into the Burgomaster's house and meet those spear points there?
Sure, let's... No. Sleep would be nice first, even if it's an early wake-up. And this isn't Elandra's fault. It was all me. If you want, I can just leave.
Leave? Go where?
I don't think there's anywhere for you to go right now, but...
If my actions are going to make them think you're all traitors...
I don't think you leaving is going to change their perceptions of our entire group at this point. So, you might as well stay, lass.
Beatrix is gonna whirl around and raise her arms above her head and go, I'd rather be mad at you than have you run away. stay and let me be mad at your stupid face. I'm gonna put an arm back over Elandra and keep walking. You want me to make me even madder at you? Then leave.
Though it galls me to admit it, I agree with Beatrix. I think we are better served standing together as one, even in the face of their criticisms, than we are splitting up and going separate ways. Whether you are here or not, Courage, they may still choose to hold us all accountable for it. I think we're better facing this head on and being honest with the Burgermeister than we are in any kind of dissembling or falsehood. The fact of the matter is whether we agree with the man's methods of ruling his city or not, his people were at dire risk this evening. And we stumbled upon this. Whether we consider that to be lucky or not, what we were searching for was not smuggled vampires, but it is what we found, and we should be forthright with him on what we found and what we had to do to try to overcome what seemed to be, nearly insurmountable odds. Whether we all agree with what choices were made in that room or not, the path forward, I think, is we are better served with honesty than trying to dissemble or provide the Burgermeister a falsehood, or waiting for whatever story is concocted by his guardsmen.
I agree. I think we should go now and try to control the narrative.
Besides, if we split up, we're likely to be reunited soon enough in the stockades.
I don't really want to go back there. We had a tough time in the attic, as it was. But okay.
Oh, right, yes. To add to the to our predicament, you did
almost kill his son.
Tussle with the Burgomaster's son. In the fracas of fighting 6 vampires, I had completely forgotten about that other choice that you made.
Yeah, we're just full of it. Full of it.
Irina will sort of pull you aside, Courage, as you guys are walking, and say, I think what you did is very noble and it shows you have a strong character. It was foolish and naive, but noble.
Courage will give a weak smile at that, but will still kind of have her head down, brow furrowed.
Don't let this place take away your kindness. That's how you show your strength.
She'll say to Irina, quieter, foolishness can get you killed. That's part of why I sent it away, was that we were about to come looking for you, and I didn't want them to know that you're here, just in case. That's right, we can't trust it.
Well, thank you for thinking of me. That was... I don't know if I would have been as wise as you have demonstrated yourself to be tonight.
Well, that's the thing, though. We can't trust it, but I have to trust it. Don't know if that's wise.
The decision is already made. Nothing you can do for it now.
Does the name Anastasia mean anything to you?
She looks like she thinks about it for a minute. No, I don't think so. I mean, sometimes people are named Anastasia, but I don't know anyone in particular. But I'll see, it's late, perhaps. It's possible that I'll think about it.
You're a good fighter. A good friend.
As are you, ma'am. All right, so you all are walking towards the Burgomeister. This might be a good, or at least, right, I think that was the decision.
Ugh, yes.
I believe so.
All right, this seems like a good spot to take a break. All right, you guys are headed towards the Burgomaster's house. Anything you guys want to do or say or cover before you get there?
Beatrix is gonna turn to the group and she's gonna say, "We should pick who talks, and it shouldn't be me because I'm too mad."
Well, he may have questions for all of us since we were all involved in different ways, but I think as long as we are honest and straightforward with him, we'll it's going to be a roll of the dice. We
All right, Lucian, you seem the most collected. I think you should lead the discussion.
Sure. I'm a people person.
Famously.
People like
I
me.
don't know, you
Curious disembodied voice say.
You seem the least likely to exhaustedly say something stupid. Because I would.
But I will certainly be willing to speak with the Burgomeister, but I don't feel that I hit it off very well with him the first time, having intimidated him into providing us an audience that first time we met. I may not be his favorite member of the party.
Who is his favorite member of the party?
We certainly want to have him be willing to trust that what we're telling him is true.
Well, who do you think should take point?
No, I think we each may need to speak a bit.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
But Beatrix, maybe you should lead. You can focus on
Oh, boy.
returning the bones.
All right, I guess I could start with that part.
I have to ask. My understanding was that the Burgomaster does not know about the bones. Should we check with someone before we tell him about the bones? I just don't know if it's our place.
Yeah, if he doesn't know.
Yeska made it pretty clear that only church employees know about bones. I think there were some risks.
He is the interim pastor.
That is true. I suppose we can trust him. We all trust him, yes?
I trust him not to use the bones for pro-vampire purposes. I trust him that far.
He might have been part of the
I'm not
current
sure I
state
trust.
of them.
I'm not sure I trust
then how
him at all.
But how do we explain what I was doing if we don't tell about the bones? People saw me riding through the street.
It's true.
You were going for holy water?
All right, I guess we can frame it like that. Sure. Okay. And I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna knock on the door.
It is a couple minutes, but you are greeted by the same servant as earlier, whose name is escaping me in this very moment, but that's okay.
What time is it, just for the record?
Oh, I feel in my heart of hearts, I feel like it's like 9 p.m.
Okay.
If someone has notes that might contradict that, please let me know. But
Are there any sounds coming from inside the house? Actually, no. I'll wait till we're inside.
okay. Yeah, you got. So you're ushered in by. I'm gonna call her Natasha for now. My Natasha. Hold on. I know it. Vasha. It's Vasha. So close. Yes, it is later. You hear about the bells. The burgomaster was just about to leave to see what was going on.
Yes, we have the story of what happened to tell him.
Oh,
We have the report from the field.
Wonderful. I will here. Come this way, and she'll lead you into the sitting room, which you had all been in earlier. This room you can see. And you'll hear her go up the stairs. You can hear them because they squeak a bit. And a few minutes. Is there anything you want to do before the burgomaster comes in? Like a minute later.
I just want to sneak off to their garden.
You want to sneak off to the garden?
Yeah.
Where'd Elandra go?
Just meditate in the garden while this is all happening.
Sure, you could do that.
Great.
I think it best if we all stay together.
Oh, damn it.
Moonshade.
Yeah, like Elandra's like halfway out the door.
Yeah, so I'm caught. Okay.
Once it's quiet, Courage wants to listen, see if she can hear anything, especially from the attic.
Mm-hmm. Make a perception check.
We'll give some guidance. I know how to roll. Let's say something plus 2, 21 plus 2, 23.
It's like 23. Goodness gracious. Okay. You can hear. It's 9 o'clock. You hear a few sets of feet above you on the second floor. I would say, because you guys walked through your bedroom, so you would have like a general idea of sort of where everyone is. With this very high perception check listening, you hear what sounds like a set of lighter feet in the bedroom, like in the master bedroom, which you would guess is what's her, Lydia. I haven't reviewed my notes for a while, friends. The burgomaster's wife. You can hear some footsteps coming from servants' quarters, just because you're listening super closely. And I would say on your way in, you might have noticed some like purple flashes of light from the attic window.
Does she tell any of the rest of us about that?
Yeah, if she sees those outside, we'll point them out to Lucian and Callow especially. It's like, look, the attic.
That would be the young
the baronet.
the young master then.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
And you got so as you're as like you guys are getting settled, you hear a set of heavy footsteps coming down the stairs and into the sitting room. Well, I should have guessed you all would be involved in what was going on. Goodness, you have certainly brought some excitement to our sleepy town. Please, would love an update on the situation. And you can see he's wearing like full armor. He looks like he was ready to like go out and lead the charge.
I think, Burgomaster, it would be best if I provided you with an immediate status report, so that you know what is happening right now, and then go back to the beginning and explain how it happened. There were 6 vampire spawn hidden in the coffin maker's shop. We killed 4. 2 are in the wind. Yes.
Well, you 6 vampire. You're saying 6 vampire spawn were in Vallaki. You saw them.
Oh yes, we fought them.
And you dispatched 4. What happened to the final 2?
They have escaped. We'll get to the details of how, but the town guard are after them.
Excellent. Who do you happen to know who was on duty tonight? Who was leading the guard?
Did anyone catch the name?
Sir Pete Shield, first of his name.
Excellent.
The Burgomaster seemed genuinely surprised about the 6 vampire spawn.
Roll an insight check.
I would like to as well, I think.
Go for it. Anyone that's curious.
21.
Crappy 11.
Wow. Courage, I would say you're
20.
not sure. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Callow and Elandra, you both can tell he does seem genuinely surprised about the vampire spawn.
But just to confirm, you did not know that they were there in the coffin shop.
Of course not. We would have taken care of them if we'd known. I don't know how such creatures were able to get into our fine city. Of course, I'm happy to hear that Captain Pete was on duty tonight. He's a fine man, upstanding service. We'll be sure to give him a commendation.
Yeah, I would give it to any of the others.
Oh, I thought some of them were good. Well,
they all did such exemplary work.
Did they?
yes.
What
Well,
I'm not sure that would hold up if the Burgomaster rolled an insight check against Callow. But...
we should tell you our story.
What do you roll for sarcasm?
Right.
Maybe performance?
That would be a bad roll for me.
So I assume that my gods have things well in hand. I will want to join them shortly, but yes, I would be interested in hearing more details so that we can formulate an accurate strategy.
Well, we were searching for both your missing servants and for the missing priest, your brother-in-law, and we thought where better to look first than to rule out that they are not dead. So we went to discuss with the caretaker of the church, Milo, to ask if he had seen any dead bodies who might resemble those 3 people, or any unrecognizable dead bodies. And then we went to the coffin maker shop because we thought that was also a logical place to check. And we didn't find dead bodies, but we did find 6 very suspicious looking crates labeled Yunk. And Henrik said that, what was that fellow's name?
Von
A
Holtz.
nobleman. Von Holtz. A Von Holtz told him to keep them, and we thought that it sounded fishy because they looked about body size. So I pried one open, and it contained a vampire spawn. which we fought and subdued. Another emerged. We fought and killed that as well. A third emerged. We fought and killed that. The other 3 boxes were looking in poor shape. We sent Isaac and Arena here to alert the town guard and readied ourselves to face the other 3. When I realized that we were out of holy water, or almost out of holy water, and that these 3 had been resistant to physical damage unaccompanied by any holy element. So I made my way as quickly as I could to the church to get more holy water to aid us in the fight. Meanwhile, and I look around, someone who was there should take over from me now.
Excellent. So far, it sounds like you all really knew what you were doing. I must remember to ask the god to equip themselves with holy water. You may, this may surprise you, but we've not had a vampire spawn in our fair city for quite some time now, thanks to my security policies. So I believe maybe some of them are ill-equipped to have dealt with such creatures, but I'm thrilled to hear that you all were there to support them in such a difficult time.
Does he seem like? And I don't mean to be hyper analyzing your acting performance here, Emily, but he seems awfully just kind of calm and chill, and like he's just kind of having a chat with us. Is he indeed just kind of chill? Like, does he seem nervous, freaked out, scared?
Is he just trying to not display malicious unhappiness?
Yeah, I mean, like, why is he so chill?
Why is he so chill? This is a great question. I would say some of it is my acting performance. The vibe I'm going for is more that he is he's trying to seem like he's confident and in control. Think like the Obama walk post Osama bin Laden. Like, yeah, he doesn't want to display weakness. It's like is trying to remain calm. Yeah, we're going for the like cool, calm, collected. It's an emergency, but like I'm in charge kind of vibe.
Okay, got it.
You speak of your safety procedures, Burgermeister. I would suggest that you may have some of your men begin checking any goods that are being brought into the city. We found the spawn sleeping in their own grave dirt inside large crates in the attic of the coffin maker's shop. Anything large enough to hold a body, you may want to check it, at least for the near future, since it appears that something smuggled these creatures into your fair city.
That is an excellent suggestion. The guards are already supposed to be doing such things, but perhaps these snuck under the radar, as it were. I don't know what radar is, but a phrase that I've heard.
Good word, sir.
Yeah, John
Good
Radar
word,
was probably
Baron.
working the gate, and it got by him.
Yeah, John is notoriously lax in his duties. I really need to reassign him.
He's no peach shield.
Yes, this does seem to be a rather conspicuous failure in your security measures here, to have 6 vampire spawn be smuggled into the city. We don't know to what end. Frankly, if we hadn't stumbled upon them, I shudder to think what may have transpired had that not happened. Do you have much dealings with this Van Holtz individual? The coffin maker said that he was the one who employed him to hide these crates in his shop.
Well, I certainly share your sentiment about the security procedures. Clearly, this was an outstanding breach. We will be doing a full investigation. I don't want you to feel like you cannot be safe here in Vallaki. Regarding your your question about Lord Von Holtz. He's a young nobleman that lives in town part-time. I believe he has another residence in Kresik, but he generally is a well-liked individual. I'm not sure about his connections with these vampire spawn. Seems unlikely, but we will, of course, take that into account in our investigations.
So you're not bothered by this accusation. You don't find it credible. You
No, I
stand
certainly
by the
find
fact that he's well liked.
More that I don't know what his motives would be, and I don't want to be going around making accusations without any kind of hard, concrete evidence. We have a justice system in this town. Innocent until proven guilty, of course.
Oh no, of course. We saw that justice system in action with the individuals in the stockades. For what is it? Malicious unhappiness, I believe, was the term we heard.
Precisely, and as you can see, those people are welcoming in the devil himself. Evidence of which you all found this evening.
So you place the blame more squarely upon those individuals who were maliciously unhappy rather than the specific lord who the coffin maker identified as the one who had enjoined him to hide these crates within the walls of your city.
Professor, I believe you're trying to put words into my mouth. I am just saying we need to have a full investigation before we accuse anyone in particular of causing this. But you can see the reason that we need to keep up the campaign for happiness, because in Vallaki all will be well. And it sounds like you all have done us a great favor this evening in helping to make that dream a reality.
I'm afraid I don't see the need to keep up this veneer of happiness here in the city, Burgermeister. If you could enlighten me exactly by what means does this keep your city safe?
You know, we could discuss theology at a later point. I think the Burgomaster has some other things he needs to do. So if we could tell him what happened in the coffin maker's shop, then we could all go to bed and talk theology in the morning.
I think that sounds very wise. I do need to get out and check in with Captain Shields to see if they need any more assistance in the search for the remaining 2 vampire spawn. Is there any other pertinent information I should know about what occurred this evening?
Well, as we have said, the vampires appear to be somewhat resistant to simple physical attacks, so any sort of magical or holy weaponry that you can equip your guards with, the sooner the better.
Certainly.
Burgermeister, I have to ask, being that we've just faced these creatures and have seen how truly vile they are, we, as we told you when we first met you, are not used to the ways of your city, used to the ways of Barovia at large. We've never faced creatures like that before. And as Callow was indicating, as we tried to defend ourselves and defend your city, our attacks, our efforts, not all of them were successful. I'm sure you can imagine, our very lives were threatened. Is there anyone that we can speak with that might be able to give us more information about these creatures, what we can expect? We were shocked to have these. They tried to feed on some of my friends. I would know more of them so that we are better prepared if we have to face them again.
Raise your hand if you got bit by a vampire tonight. And I raise my hand.
Good.
Elandra!
They seem to,
Raise your hand.
they seem to really like the ladies. I will keep that in mind. Certainly, what we do know is that vampires must rest in either their original place of making during the day or in grave dirt. That they come out at night. They can be quite charming. They need to be invited into a dwelling, and that they do not care for running water or sunlight, though it seems as if it is never sunny here in Barovia. Unless it is sunny in village of Barovia, and I'll look at Ismark, and Ismark like shakes his head. We also do not allow the Vistani in our city because of the known association with the devil. This is what we know. But it seems as if you have collected some very valuable information, and I deeply appreciate it.
How treacherous are they, Burgermeister? We found clearly they were smuggled into the city or snuck their way in somehow, hiding in hidden crates amongst your own people. I ask, one of them seemed to try to bargain with us when the tides turned, seeming willing to turn on its own compatriots so that we wouldn't kill it.
Well, certainly they are charming and selfish creatures. I am not surprised that seeing your superior force, they attempted to convince you to allow them to survive, but I assure you we will track them down.
Of the other three, the one helped us kill a fourth, and then seemed to flee the city, and the fifth took off across the rooftop. We expect it might be a threat right now.
Well, I should get out there and help my guards search. You all have done us a great service. We will be sure to honor you at the Festival of the Blazing Sun later this week.
Thank you, Burgermeister.
Thank you. Would you care to walk out with me?
Sure. We gotta go back to the inn. I think our powers and our connections with the divine could use refreshment. And
excellent. Thank you all again, heroes of Vallaki, that you are. And he will get up and sort of like sweep out towards the front door. I'm assuming you all follow him.
Yeah.
Yep, we follow him. We follow him.
All right.
No.
All right.
I'm just gonna quickly ask if I can go rest in the garden.
You're asking him?
Yep.
I suppose so. But it's dangerous out here, miss. Don't you want to rest inside where they cannot get you?
No, thank you. I'm fine outside.
All right, then. Have a lovely evening. Feel free to enter the kitchen if you find yourself in need of shelter. They are not invited into my home.
Thank you.
All right. All right, we're gonna head back to the Blue Water Inn, and as we're walking, I'm gonna whisper to Lucian, See, you did a good job talking to him. Some other people here don't do a good job talking to him. And I'm gonna elbow Callow. I'm gonna turn to him.
You kind of like get his head.
Yeah, you're trying to elbow in the back of the head.
And I'm gonna turn to him and I'm gonna go, just because you're right doesn't mean you should say it.
I'm getting rather tired of tiptoeing around this place. We need answers, and something about this Burgermeister just rubs me the wrong way.
You're not wrong, but we gotta go home and sleep, and we can't do that if he's mad at us.
Oh, well, how could he be mad at us? It seems like if he were mad, it might be a crime in this city. I don't think we have to worry about that.
Lucian, thank you for handling it.
I don't understand why you chose the course that you chose, Courage. And we'll definitely have to talk about it at some point in time. But for now, the only friends we have inside these walls are those of us right here. Having one less axe or sword at my back does not fill me with any sense of happiness, considering that we know that there are vampires spawn inside these very walls. I think we're best served refocusing our efforts. Let's have a discussion tomorrow morning, but for right now, all I want is sleep.
All right, let's head it back to the inn.
I'm not, but yeah.
Are we just leaving her there?
Did you really sneak off to play with the mushrooms in the garden?
Yes.
I guess Elandra's a big girl and can take care of herself.
I need some help from the moon, y'all. Not you.
All right.
I'll come there in
anything
4 hours when I'm fully meditated and rested.
All right. You guys go back to your room at the inn. Anything else before bedtime?
No. Sleep.
Hold on, Beatrix. I wish Elandra was here too. I was gonna try to verify if the bite did anything. I think I can check you as well.
I think I am weaker than I was by about a third before I got bitten. I know that it drained away some of my life force, and I guess it's now time to see if I get it back overnight or not. But I have been diminished by that bite.
Well, and you can keep getting ready for bed, but with your consent, I'll ask Shantea as well.
Okay.
And we'll ritual cast detect poison and disease.
Right.
With us both in the sphere.
Let me just check the wording. Yeah, you don't sense any poison or disease. Everyone seems undiseased, unpoisoned.
Okay.
Once Beatrix and Courage are both in pajamas, Beatrix is gonna walk over to her and she's gonna hug her really, really hard, and she's gonna say, "Never do that again, idiot!" And then she's gonna sort of pat her on the back and go to sleep.
I think she'll just be quiet. But in bed, we'll graze her bite mark.
Is it a little sexy?
Somewhere Hope's head turns, looking back toward the city.
Beatrix looks over. It's like, what are you doing?
I just have to pee.
Do you normally pee by stroking your own thigh?
She's trying to hold it.
Trying to hold it.
All right. You all go to sleep. Elandra, you're meditating in the garden, and although you're like deeply in your meditative state, I would say you're still passively aware of things going on. And during your 4 hours that you're out in the garden, absorbing the moonlight, you notice that it is darker for a bit. Like a lot of it seems like extra clouds are covering the moon. But you are able to recharge, and you can hear the search happening throughout the city as you're meditating. Sounds of like, guards' footsteps. But no, it doesn't sound like there are any further attacks, etc. So after the 4 hours, you go back to the inn?
Yes.
Okay. And everyone is passed out except Lucian, who doesn't need more than 4 hours. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd just probably hang out on the front
trance.
porch outside till the morning.
Right. You all get a long rest.
Do we level up or no?
That's a good question. I meant to do this beforehand. As in look into it. Yeah, you guys are only level 4. You do not level up yet. Sorry. It was a really good fight, but I had you level up like a little early, so you're sort of back.
That's okay. That's okay.
This game has a really funny leveling system.
Yeah.
Technically, you shouldn't have leveled at all yet.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Is Strahd XP based or is it milestone?
It's milestone based, and the milestones are preset on what they are. So it's possible that you guys could level up, like, this is why I don't like it, like 3 times in a session.
Wow.
So I'm
And how do we do that, Emily? Where exactly do we have to go? Just so that we just don't want to.
Just for example, I think it would be highly unlikely you would do that. I think the most you could actually pull it off would be twice, like if you went strictly milestone based. But it's if you unlock certain areas or things or people. But because that means you might do a lot of leveling up and then no leveling up for a while, I'm trying to make sure you're just like paced roughly for the areas you're visiting. So we're doing a mix, which means that although that was a really good fight and you guys did awesome, we're not leveling quite yet.
That's fine. We don't know where the milestones are, so if you whenever you just decide you want to.
That is kind of what we're doing. I'm going by.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
Yeah. Doing a mix. But important to be transparent about the leveling.
Yes.
This adventure, for what it's worth, is designed only up through level 10. So in theory, you would only be like level 10 when you meet Strahd if you decide to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
If you decide to, it's up to you. You can wander on Barovia forever if you want. Yeah, you all wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. We don't like him anymore, actually. He's canceled. We do not want to feel like him.
No.
He's bad.
No.
If by that you mean we've all woken up in jail and raided by the FBI, sure.
Accurate. I believe it is Wednesday now. Those of you that lost, that had to reduce your hit point max, you go back up to what your max should be. You are fully recovered because sleep is magical.
Long rest.
Woo!
Take it. Confirm.
Speaking of which, is now would it be appropriate? Like, I feel like if we do something else, it would sort of be getting into a whole.
Yeah, I was gonna just see what you guys planned to do next, and then I was gonna end.
Yes.
So we can just discuss that as well if that's what you'd like to do. It doesn't have to be in character.
It's just this is just a suggestion, but I think that maybe breakfast with a discussion of what we learned, what we want to focus on next, and we can do some of that in Discord in between sessions.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I know we still have a number of different leads. As much as I would like to go to the...
I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with the Burgomaster's reaction to the Von Holtz thing.
Yeah.
He seemed very like, oh, well, I guess we'll look into that.
Yeah,
It's like
I would say that, like,
he's smuggling vampires into your city.
yeah. It's
How about Emily? Could we at least get right now the convene in the morning? Is there any news around the bar? If we ask the owners and anyone around.
yeah.
I would say.
The other part of that is I was gonna say, so I only need that 4-hour trance. Lucian would have stepped outside looking for Carradine, trying to call him back and seeing if
right.
see if we can confirm if the spawn left the city or not.
Yeah. Great question. All right. So Carradine. Actually, can you roll a perception check for Carradine for me, just so I know how much he might have seen?
Set 2 extras.
Thanks for remembering that. I meant to come back to it.
So
Beatrix, you have detect evil and good, right?
Let me see.
In case
I have-
drop it.
I have something like that. Let me see.
his perception is the
Ability saves
same as
skill.
mine, so I'm just gonna roll it off of my
Wow.
sheet here. He's got a plus
Yeah,
3 to perception, so
Dang.
in
Also, your
owl
camera is just.
in owl form, yeah. I'm trying to see how the webcam on the iPhone works, and it constantly tries to recenter.
No, it's cool. It's like a dramatic moment. Like, 16.
Like
Okay.
looking at you.
So Carradine was following that original vampire that left.
Yep.
And that vampire, after cutting through the trees, went north in town and went into a building. Carradine hung out for a bit. The vampire came back out and went back to the coffin maker shop and then did not reemerge.
Okay. So when we all meet in the morning, I would relate that information and say that it's likely that the spawn tried to recover some of the grave dirt. They have to sleep in the dirt, in specific dirt. You know, something where their original remains were laid to rest after they returned. It may still be there.
Well, perhaps now during the daytime would be the ideal time for us to, or for somebody to attempt to dispatch it.
Anybody got a pointy stick?
I bet we can find some. Any gossip around the bar?
Yeah, so around the bar, as you ask around, people are going to be really excited that you guys actually know what happened because they will have heard the bell. And so when you first come down, like, it seems like people are still kind of on edge and wary. But when you ask, and I think the Mardikovs would be like, oh, what do you know? And assuming do you guys give any information?
I would not.
I would.
I was like, I feel like Beatrix or Courage would be like, guess what we did.
Yeah. Beatrix is gonna tell basically what was told to the Burgomaster the night before. And she is also gonna say in an aside to Courage that she does have the capacity to sense good and evil on a limited basis a few times a day.
And in terms of what you hear from them is they will have heard that there was a citywide search and that guards spent the night searching every dwelling. But folks didn't really know what for. It wasn't specified. whenever like people's homes were, when the guards came in, they just said that they were looking for something, that there was a threat to the city, but they didn't know what it was. So they're very happy to hear this, like to hear that filled in. People seem pretty shocked that there were vampires in the city. Lots of disgruntled mumbling about lax security.
They're gonna get arrested. And I think the one thing Courage would ask Lucian on relating this is, can you also lead us to the house it went into?
Paradine should be able to, yes. I would suggest we confirm or deal with the spawn first if possible. But then we can certainly, I can have Paradine lead us to the house that he saw the spawn go into.
Nothing like a morning workout.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go. General plan is you're gonna go to the coffin makers, see if the vampire's there to kill it. And then where?
And then I think we try to see where, maybe investigate where the spawn went when it ran the first time.
And was it Van Holtz's house?
And we can discuss it more next time, but like be super careful when we go, like let's not start cracking open crates when next time we go into that place. Like
yeah.
You open the door and there's 28 stacked crates that say Yunk.
I get a crowbar and I break them open. Amazing.
Quietly exit stage left.
All right, and then do you have a sense of what you would like to do in theory after that?
Guess it kind of depends on what we find out in those places.
That's true.
A little bit, yeah. I still have high on the list, asking Lady What's-Her-Face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Walked her.
Yeah.
Hardly know her. And...
I was just going to say that.
And then, unless something pressing comes up, the Wizard's Winery, except very open to other more immediate concerns. And I do want to swing by the toy shop. It sounded real nice from Beatrix's description.
See the creepy arena puppet. Maybe if we show it to her, she'll take it more seriously.
Maybe.
Or maybe she'll become the puppet. That gives me...
One question before we finish. So Arena and Ismark were with us. Did the Burgomaster notice Irina or have a reaction to her at all?
They've met before.
Oh, they met before? Okay.
Yeah, you guys introduced them and they did their like little diplomatic exchange.
Right. They came in the morning. Yeah. You're right. It was long ago before we fought vampires. Yeah.
It was long ago. Many sessions. The longest combat
It's
of
like
all
a
time.
month and a half ago.
Yeah. It was like I haven't reviewed these notes in like 2 months. It has been nice because I've been very bad about my prep time. So.
Well, we wouldn't know that.
Great. I mean, I still do a little bit, but yeah. I told Tom tonight I prepped something that I'd forgotten I'd prepped because it had been so long that I was like, crap, I didn't do this. I'm going to be scrambling. And I was like, oh, well, past Emily did her homework. So great job, past Emily.
That's good.
We love homework. All right. That sounds great. And obviously you're not married to these goals. If you decide to switch things up and can chat about it in the Discord, that's great.
Yeah, we're not
Also
married.
cool
No
with
one's married.
in-character chat. No, it's fine.
Why does everyone think we're married now?
Sketch.
It was just a fight. We're not married.
You would hope.